Hey, everybody. It is Peter here from Strong Healthy Women, and welcome to Talking Wellbeing TV, where we share hints, tips, and advice about the foundations of wellbeing. And I am joined today by the lovely Sue. We can't see her because her camera isn't working today, but she is there behind the scenes. Hey, Sue, how you doing?
Morning, everyone. I'm good. I've just taken 2 Strong Healthy Women sessions, and so I'm ready to take Friday on.
Excellent, excellent. I love that. It's great to start the day with a workout, isn't it?
Certainly is.
Yeah, it certainly is. So anyway, ladies, before we get started, I pulled a little card out. So let me read you what the card is for today. If it's difficult, scary, and out of your comfort zone, try it anyway. Isn't it so true? So one of the stories that I posted up on my Facebook page this week was just, what was it that filled you with such great joy and fun when you were a child? And so one of the things I was talking about was my swing. I absolutely loved this swing that I had. It was down the side of the house. We had this massive, massive backyard. And that swing was just, I headed to that whenever I had spare opportunities. And I'd get on that thing and I'd swing away, and you'd get higher and higher. And as you were getting higher, those butterflies were going in my tummy, and you could feel like it could tip over at any minute, or that you might come sailing off of it. And it was that exhilaration, but it was moving me out of my comfort zone, because I was just challenging myself each and every time. And I started to think about that. And one of the things that I love doing is when I go to the park with my grandkids, I'm the first there. Let's get on the flying fox. Let's get on the swings. And I love these days that they have those massive swings where you can actually stand and multiple people can stand on it with you, or that multiple people can sit and it swings around rather than going up and down. So fancy the swings are. But it really is one of the things that I would encourage you to think about. How much time do we actually spend playing and moving when we were children? And yet now we don't seem to take those opportunities. We've become so involved in life and the B word, I hate the B word, the busyness word, of doing things that we never really get that opportunity to really just feel what it was like to be that inner child again. And so I would encourage you to really try and do something each and every day like your childlike self. And so today what we wanted to do is celebrate some of the wins and challenges that the community of the Strong Healthy Women have actually had. And so Suze and Sal have been doing all the sessions. I'm on this afternoon because I've been busy in a little conference that I've been participating in. And so I'm going to throw to you. Who do you want to talk about first up?
Well, I want to talk about a couple of our clients that I had a conversation with, just a follow-up chat with them. And
Yeah.
first of all, what I loved about the feedback I got from Justine was that it's not the win for her is that over the last 6 months she's been working out with Strong Healthy Women, and the win for
Yes.
her is that she's been able to maintain a regular workouts each week because of Strong Healthy Women. It was a bit hit and miss before, but that was a real win for her. But not just physically. What I also loved was that she said that the impact that Strong Healthy Women has had on her life she's feeling more stronger, healthier, and more empowered physically and mentally. Now, she's been a shy, she's
Yes.
been one of our quiet achievers, but what she has done is the win for her. She's overcome her fears. She's got into the session, she's worked out, and she's finding that confidence and strength in body and mind. And to me, that was a great win that you could, that she had.
Yeah, I love that you said that, because the thing that I like about Justine is, and as you said, she is that quiet achiever. She's a very, very quiet young lady, and she really thinks about things, and she embraces them, though. But what she does do, which I love so much, is when there's a struggle, she'll shoot an email through.
Yes.
And I do recall there was a couple of weeks back where she said, look, I'm just not going to finish, the next couple of weeks with the program we were doing, because of all of these things that were going on in her life. And I actually, I shot her back an email and I said, here's some of my experiences in these areas. So what happens is, when we're in a situation where other people are causing us to doubt ourselves, we can either let that penetrate us, or what we can do is we can go into ourselves and go, look, I am stronger than that. I have the ability to be able to keep rising up and doing the thing that I want to keep doing. And I said, and I know that for you, being healthy was such a big aspect. And not just being healthy, but being strong, as you said, in mind and body. And for her, she actually emailed back then and said, oh, you were just so much in my head, and I actually needed that. And so she just turned the whole thing around, just in the sheer fact that she took that time to email and tell us how she was feeling. I love it. Beautiful.
Yeah. And she also outlined a couple of struggles that she was having, but as you said, asking the questions, because she's getting her consistency with her virtual studio and also the Fit Forward PT sessions, which we offer. And so she's got that really nailed now. But then she said she needed a little bit more help with what to do on the other days, so that, we were able to help her with that. So she's always looking for ways to improve the experience and to, just rise to the challenge. If something comes up, she asks a question. And I think that's an important point.
Absolutely.
And
absolutely.
Yeah.
Who else you got?
Well, then I was talking to another one of our clients, Tanya, and she works out in the virtual studio and also in the Fit Forward PT. And she was feeling good about herself. And that's something that we don't always do, because we don't like to big note ourselves, do we? But I think that's the important thing, is when you have a win, you need to be able to shout that from the rooftops and feel proud of that win. And she said that she's just felt so much better, that she can see herself improving, and and she's again becoming more consistent, which was a challenge. So the challenge was, and she said, if I didn't do the studio sessions, I probably wouldn't be working out. So the challenge for her was getting that consistency, and that's what she feels that she's getting now.
Yeah, I know, and it's wonderful that you said that, because I know that Tanya's a little like me. When something wonderful happens, we don't necessarily get that big, Some of us will jump up and down and go crazy when something happens, whereas she just goes, "Oh, that's nice,"
Yeah.
and I'm a little like that myself. But you can see it in her smile. Her smile has just grown each and every month. You can see how she's starting to come into, feeling more her, just who she is. And I love that she's gone and had a photo shoot done. And you
I
know what?
saw
I
that.
didn't know that she rode. I didn't know that she rode motorbikes, but she's had this photo shoot done with motorbikes,
Yeah.
and I'm my goodness, she said, I can't believe how like these are not her words, they're mine. Smoking hot, I look. She just couldn't believe how wonderful she looked, and that's the thing is sometimes we don't see ourselves as everybody else sees us. We see the flaws in ourselves rather than the wonderful things about ourselves.
That's right. And I mean, that's probably comes back to external factors growing up and what, the environment you lived
Yeah.
in and whatever. Don't, big note yourself, don't make yourself out to be better than others. But really, you've got to acknowledge your wins. You've got to acknowledge when you
Oh.
do something good and achieve something. And that's like the other night I was observing in the Fit Forward PT session, and that's each month the
Mm-hmm.
ladies are being, they have a little test to see how they've progressed. And it's so good to see when they've achieved, it might only be 2 more push-ups or it might only be an extra squat, but they're moving forward, and to celebrate those wins. And conversely, if they're struggling,
Mm.
it's I think when you struggle, you've got to ask for help, because sometimes, someone like you helped Justine. She asked you a question or she was struggling with something, you were able to help her with that. So I think that when we
Yeah.
struggle, we need to, just be open enough to say, hey, I'm struggling, I can't get into a workout, or I can't do this, or I can't, whatever it is you're trying to do,
Yeah.
you need to have support.
Mm.
And you need to feel that you're not a failure if you're struggling, because we all struggle from time, we all have challenges, and some are easier to
Yeah.
overcome than others.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good point, Sue. I mean, one of the things that we hear, and you would know this, is that women often say, I don't have enough time. I don't have
Mm,
enough time for me. I don't have enough time to work out, or I don't have the motivation to do this, or I'm going to wait until, my kids are at this stage, or, I'm busy juggling, an aging parent, grandkids, plus a career, and I really just cannot do a workout. That's when you absolutely have to do a workout, because those things are zapping the energy out of you. And when the one way to get more energy in your body is to change your physiology. And
mm,
so by doing a workout, so by changing that up, you have just given yourself the energy that you need to be able to cope with those other things that are going on in your life. So when we say to ourselves, all of these things are happening, so therefore I don't have time. Well, guess what?
mm.
All you need to do is actually set the alarm 5-10 minutes earlier and do a 5 or 10 minute workout. But you are important, because if you let yourself do all of those other things for everybody else first, you are not making yourself a priority. You don't think you're important.
Mm,
You
mm.
are. You
Yeah,
have to be the most important person in your life. Absolutely most important person in your life.
yeah.
Yeah, totally. Now, there's been so much happening in our free group, Sue. And one of the things that I asked the ladies to do is said, tell me what's the word? What that one word of how you want to live your life? And I said, and you're not allowed to say healthy, and you're not allowed to say happy, because quite frankly, they're a given. We all want to be happy. We all want to be healthy. And so it's been interesting to see the words. I'm not sure whether you've seen this, Sue. Have you seen all the chatter that's been going on around this?
Yeah, I have seen some of it. I haven't caught up for today, but yeah, I have seen ladies putting in, and also
Yeah.
and the reasons why, which is good because you can always say something, but you need to, back that up with, well, why have I chosen that word?
Yeah, totally. So some of the words I've seen are intentional, believe. Intentional was one that came up quite a bit, actually. We have got serendipity. That's an interesting one too. Focus, purpose, productive, mindful. And one of the things that I really wanted to read was um, from Leslie. She wrote intentional, and she said, I want to be intentional in making the best choices for my body and my mind. I want to be intentional in building relationships with people who will challenge me to be the best version of myself. I want to be intentional in making certain, and I actually haven't captured the rest of it, so you'll have to come to the free group to read it. But I actually asked her a question, because I then said, well, okay, so you want to live your life with intention, and how is that going to make you feel? So what's the feeling behind it? And she said, oh, intentional makes me feel like I'm expanding. I'm pushing myself out of my comfort zones. I'm heightening my awareness, and it leads to increased mindfulness. That's pretty powerful, isn't it?
Mm. It is
Mm,
very powerful stuff. Yeah.
mm, mm. Yeah, totally. Um, And I love the purpose one as well too from Chris. I have to greet each day with purpose. Oh no, yeah, I have to greet each day with purpose. It gives life meaning, and it helps me to fulfill my mission in life. My purpose is to lift others, be of good cheer, find the adventure, be creative, and serve and love with compassion. Isn't that brilliant?
Yeah, we've got some gold there.
Oh,
I'm
don't we
just
have
actually
some
looking
gold
it up
there?
as yeah, yeah. And I love the way that the ladies have really thought about it. As I said, not just said the word, but we've had some other words there as
No.
well, like productive, mindful, focused, serendipity.
Mm,
It's a wonderful thing. That's a word you don't hear very often, but that's, part
no.
serendipity, and that always makes me think like childhood as well, so that ties back to your inner child, but and empowered. So we've got some really good words that the ladies have thought about there in how they want to live their lives.
Mm, mm. So, Sue, do you have any final thoughts before I wind up today?
No, I just think, going back to what I said before, that you need to celebrate your wins and feel proud of that. And you need to, if you are facing challenges and you're really struggling, then don't be
Yeah,
afraid to ask for support and help.
yeah, love that. It's funny how that word serendipity came up, because it's a word that I hadn't thought of for many, many years, and it's ironic that
No,
you actually said that it reminded you of your childhood, because it does me as well. And I it's a word that I've been seeing over the last week. It just seems to keep coming up. So there must be something in that word that is really resonating with me, because it is just, it's just coming up in so many different places. So, and and it's really so true. When we start to focus on something, or we start to think about something that little bit more, that's when we start to notice it more and more. And I have been thinking about my childhood quite a lot because I am, as you know, Sue, I'm writing a book. And so, and one of the things that I'm delving into are the limitations that I put upon myself. They were the beliefs that I actually took on board when I was a child. But there are good things that come out of this, and there are also things that stop me from moving forward. And so what I'm doing, or what I've done over the years, is been able to take these things that have stopped me and turn them around so that they can actually fuel me to move forward. So anyway, you'll have to get my book when it comes out to actually read all about that, or listen, depending on whether you're an audio
That's
girl or
right.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. All right, ladies, thank you for joining us today. And thank you, Sue, for coming on board. Love hearing your voice.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. I
You're
could have
welcome.
dressed anyway,
And
couldn't I? I could be in my pajamas.
you could be in your pajamas, yeah. And actually, funny you say that, because I was actually looking at some old videos that I had done, and of different sessions with the ladies on Saturday mornings, and I was actually in my pajama bottoms, but they didn't look like pajama bottoms, but I knew they were. So, ladies, if you want to hear more hints and tips and advice from us, please come and join us in our free group. It's Women Over 50 Get Active and Healthy, and I've put the link up in the notes today so that you can come and join us. So remember, your quote today is, if it's difficult, scary, and out of your comfort zone, go ahead, give it a try anyway. All right. Thanks, Sue. See you all soon, everybody. Bye for now.
Thanks, ladies.